Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching Roswell, New Mexico, Season 2, Episode 6, Sex and Candy, and I am very apprehensive about this. I did see the spoilers for this episode that got released. I'm someone that normally would avoid spoilers, but I saw people freaking out and saying that it was making them think differently about my favourite character, my favourite ship, and I was kind of like, oh my god, what is it? And why is all I can say to the writers. Why? I'm trying not to be too down on it yet. I mean, I'm not ever going to be like, that was perfect and well needed, but I'm hoping it's not going to be like end of the world level. And if you're watching this reaction, then clearly it wasn't quite end of the world level, but who knows whether I'm going to appreciate it or not. I mean, I've heard other people saying that the episode as a whole is really good, so I am looking forward to the other episode, the rest of the episode. I'm looking forward to. I mean, in a way, I'm a bit like the last episode ending with Max to how this one is supposedly going to end. Why? The show has been everything to me, and so I'm very, very apprehensive about what I know is going to happen at the ending and how it's going to shape my opinion of these characters and these relationships. But I will give the episode the benefit of the doubt. I'm very much excited to see what's up with Max and Liz and all the rest of them. So yeah, let's go.
That I would kill you.
Here goes. So given what I know happened at the end of the episode, I assume this is resolved quickly.
Until I realized you were sacrificing yourself
Yeah.
again.
Don't come any closer, I'm warning
We're
you.
getting through to you, Max.
Come on!
So she just wants him to let it all out so it leaves his system, right? Alright, so Michael's here.
Isabel!
Oh, 2 aliens might be able to absorb it better.
But she wouldn't listen.
Is that Isabella or is Michael here? Yes. Yes. Oh gosh. I don't like this. I need Max to be Max again.
Don't do it, Max. Max, your heart.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. Hold on, Izzy. Yes. Oh my god, Max, please be okay. If you kill yourself like this, I'm going to kill you myself. Would you love my little
Like a jackhammer.
Oh my goodness, that is actually beautiful.
Are you telekinetically resetting his heart?
That is so beautiful. I love them using their powers in ingenious little clever ways. Oh, he's Max again. Oh, he's Max again. This is my little family that Michael is now accepted as a family. Someone else should be in this hug. Oh, that look was everything. Oh, this was needed.
I'm so sorry. Have we met?
Really? Okay, I'm not a huge fan of amnesia plotlines, but it's gonna be the lesser of evils in this episode. And I mean,
When I found him in the mine,
he's gonna get his
with
memories back of Liz.
A bright eye saw.
Guys, can we not talk about me like I'm not right here? Whatever this crap is supposed to do,
I like
it's not
having
working.
Max back.
And
Max, you've got to trust Isabel
I'm so
and
sorry.
Michael
I'm gonna talk to him.
that Liz
I
is
am
someone
just
that at the very
glad
least
he's
is okay to know about it.
Hey! Oh, what's your name?
Is this Buffy? I feel like we've been hearing about Buffy the dog.
Thanks for
Yes.
grabbing her.
Yeah. Who's a good little slayer, huh?
She's been acting weird all day.
It's the meteor shower. They say it makes animals act strange. Humans, too.
Well, it is a good thing I'm staying in tonight.
Humans are
Roswell's
definitely
weird
going to be
enough on a
acting
good day.
strange.
I don't perform, so.
Okay, so I'll buy you one
Good
of my free
perform,
drinks.
Alex, my love. You want to be a musician.
I'm sorry, maybe I'm misread. Could I have my Slayer back?
Yeah.
Alex is like, no, he's mine now. She's mine now. What am I saying?
Ever since 1947, twin births in Roswell are higher than the national average.
Because they're the alien twins.
Maybe it's aliens. Are you gonna tell me you have a crush on me?
No, because you don't
Definitely
agree in
not.
universal healthcare. So
You're just,
You. I really like. I don't know what they're doing with this character. Am I supposed to care about her because I
So,
don't?
where are we going? I've always wanted to go out to the desert and meet some strange guy from the internet.
¿Cómo se dice preservativos?
Not as good Spanish as he thinks.
Sí.
Lo siento.
Liz is gonna help
Quiere
him.
decir conservantes.
Meant to say, I don't want condoms on my jerky. Gracias. Estoy embarazado.
Embarazada means you're pregnant.
Maybe I
Yeah,
am.
this is Max.
You're not my gynecologist.
My hands have been inside of your chest cavity, Max. Your gynecologist can suck it.
I like this actually. This is quite pure. That in a way it's gonna be,
It's a meteor shower.
even if he doesn't fully remember him like
I was
connecting
thinking
with
maybe
her and getting to see
I
how
don't
strong
think
their
it's
love
a-
is.
Blue don't know each other, go on dates like all the time.
That is so sweet. He still feels drawn
Saved
to
my
her,
life,
kind of.
right? And now here I am.
And he's
trying to buy a
trusting his
snack, and you
siblings,
saved
telling
me
him
yet
that
again.
she's someone that matters to him. I need Max to be okay.
Jackson. Huh? We're all
Oh my
here.
god, they're such a little family.
Well, since I woke up from the dead, everyone's been messaging me. And Cameron's the only one that hasn't replied, which is
Yes, she's been
like
abducted
her.
by aliens
Well, you
slash
ghosted her.
someone.
And then you literally ghosted her.
Excuse me.
Maybe you should just keep it that way.
Oh.
They are such a cute family.
Does he seem different to you?
Kind of, yeah. Is
Never
he
have I
lighter without
ever
some of his memories?
cheated
or...
on someone I was in a
Every time I was with a woman, I was just trying to disappear. I mean, except for one.
hall closet.
I can't believe you remember.
So Alex
You
is
were my
gay,
first kiss?
but he likes to explore with the...
And
sorry, I'm thinking about the
My
future.
first boob.
No one taught me to love myself, actually, just the opposite.
Oh, sweetheart, I know.
You know, kissing you in that closet was the first time in my
This
life
just feels
that
weird
I-
and kind of forced as a
that I
conversation. It doesn't feel
enjoyed
natural.
touching someone. And I just thought that if I loved anything, my dad would destroy it.
Yeah, but that's not true love. That's trying to be straight
Oh, no.
to escape
I mean, I don't wish I was
abuse.
straight. I just think that if I was, I wouldn't have all of the bad memories.
That's not your fault, my darling. That is nothing to do with being gay. That is to do with your father being a
You wouldn't
jerk.
have the happy ones either.
Exactly. I need to shove your dad off a cliff the first chance we get. So I know they're trying to set up that Maria is like his weird exception because they just love each other so much. It's just weird. Is he being different or is he just kind of a bit freer? I'm stressed because I feel like there's going to be some dark repercussions from this because the whole like I absorb the dark energy came too soon.
Psychogenic amnesia
Like,
limits
we just
retrieval
dealt with
stored
it.
memories.
Milkshake might bring all my memories to the yard.
It's worth a shot.
Alright.
I have missed them together.
Not a big fan of men.
He lied to protect his family from my family.
No, I dated a
Shouldered the burden of a murder he didn't commit for 10 years so
Yeah.
that Isabel didn't have to. And he pushed you away because he was trying to protect you.
Alex is too good
And
for
honestly,
his
maybe he
world.
was right. I mean, he has a lot of baggage. But he's not a Chad.
No. Alex is being such a saint trying to get you two together, but what Maria should
What
do,
happens when I stop being mad at Michael Guerin?
I would never stop loving you.
because they're friends, not some weird thing.
It's like it goes on forever. Can't believe you've never ridden.
This is so
No,
cute.
indeed.
It's like getting first date.
Father and
Echo.
dear Mumsy were devastated when I forsook the equestrian arts in favor of skiing in Aspen and croquet at the club.
No, don't do that again.
Never really had one. I mean, there was a gala, but my dad was there and we caught a murderer, so I really don't feel like that counts.
So
the
what
first
does
date
he
process.
remember? Like, how far does his memory? Obviously, Liz isn't in his memory. So does he remember the gala without Liz? Or is the last year kind of gone? This doesn't seem like something that's quite okay.
Late to turn around. Should think about doing that.
This is a weird looking place. Well, now you need to call Michael because he's a mechanic.
I don't carry my gun when I'm off duty.
You're not telling me what you're doing on my
That was
property?
very creepy.
We're,
And Dave Lander, I love this actor.
I'm
But
looking
yeah.
for the bootmaker.
That's such a creepy title. The Bootmaker.
Come on in.
Actually, we're gonna stay with our car. That doesn't drive.
Let's do it.
Now it's nighttime.
Ask
So
the
how
tough
long have Alex and
questions.
Maria been there? The Bootmakers.
Nothing about music or weather.
Night comes quickly in
All
Roswell.
I believe in ripping the band-aid off.
Took you 20 years to tell me you loved me?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm evolving?
Is he evolving? I'm stressed because Isabel was like, do you think he's different? And
I was engaged. Loved the work. More. And I couldn't explain that to him, so...
Phone and blocked him on Facebook. Where's the whiskey?
yeah, I mean, she does probably need to send him like a letter or something, being like, I'm a jerk. Please hate me.
Running for the hills
I'm
yet?
sorry.
It's still warm.
I'm okay, thank you.
Nice ring. Does that keep you from burning up in the daylight?
Milk's still warm.
He's a Vampire Diaries fan.
It's from my best girl, Jennifer. I milked her for the last time today. Yeah, that's the woman that bought them boots.
When?
So she came and
Was
bought
she with
them?
anyone?
My mother doesn't have that kind of cash.
What, you calling me a liar? Oh. Meteor shower's got my girl singing a bit off key tonight. Jennifer.
What is going
she
on
likes a
in this
good
episode? This
lullaby.
episode does not feel like it fits.
Okay, this guy's gonna turn us into skin suits.
Yeah.
Is Michael on his way?
Look through these piles and see if you can find a sales ledger. I'm gonna go where I get at least one bar.
You wanna split up?
No, yeah, no splitting up.
No, this is why I don't like horror films.
Yeah.
The gay guy always dies first. Or second.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. But look is fair.
Also, double reason why you shouldn't split up.
Are you lost?
They've been avoiding each other for hours now.
Really found.
I just haven't felt like hanging out at the Wild Pony lately.
Okay.
And you're avoiding Liz.
Yes.
Makes sense
That
now
explains
that
Kyle
Max
being
is
here.
back.
Look,
Just because I really don't want the trope
sometimes
of
it's
the
nice
previously
to just hang out
homophobic
with
bully
people
being
you
gay,
like.
otherwise I wouldn't mind Carl being gay, obviously.
feeling alienated.
Alien. Sorry, I don't know why that was funny.
We're attacked Isabel. I was thinking I killed him.
You didn't know about your powers then, to be honest, and you were a child.
You know, I arrest people and kill people. You can tell that they're just forever broken. It's like a piece of them dies.
This is a really
Feel
good
that
episode for them, I
darkness
think, like
that-
strengthening their bond. I'm still stressed
Like I
though
had
because
to kill.
Max, he's come too far too quickly.
I
Like,
wanted Isabel to let
how
me
were we
die.
just saving him last episode, and now he's already dealt with the dark energy, and
Couldn't
it's just
risk
having a bit of
hurting
amnesia.
even one innocent person.
You are that way because you don't remember me.
No,
It's a clean slate.
he doesn't remember the
Like when you
Rosa
got
situation and
involved with
everything.
Whatever memories
That's why
you
he's
have
different.
erased, it's probably for your own good. I'm positive the worst thing that's ever happened to you is connected to me. And I can't bear the weight of making you remember that again.
Oh, sweetheart, who he was with, that was a good person. He's going to remember this episode, or soon, I hope. But, Gertrude? I wouldn't want to be caught snooping in this creepy guy's house.
You're a combat veteran. I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around.
I would be leaving.
The beating
Yeah, I
of
would.
our
I'm sorry, I'd
hearts
be coming
is
back in the daylight with
only
like the whole gang.
sound. What? You don't like my song?
Tauntingly.
Suppose he is between him and the
I
door.
just serenade-
She was on the phone with a friend. I'm gonna go check on her actually.
Stop. You haven't touched your milk.
Oh god, he's got. Ow, ow, oh god. I mean, I'd be more stressed if I didn't know he was obviously had to survive to make it to the end of the episode.
Alex?
My condolences.
What is this episode? I mean, this is very tense. I'm not like hating it on any point at this point. It just seems like very different to the rest of the show. Oh god. This is such a weird episode. I'm glad they're just having fun and being happy. She'd be much better love just for Carl than Steph. I could actually get behind them as a couple.
And a dancer.
And the world's foremost alien anatomy expert. God, I am so sorry.
Your mom survived.
You're messing with me.
Yes, I'm messing with you.
Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to be serious, Valenti?
Why am I shipping them all of a sudden?
Okay.
To be honest, I think I just want them both to be happy. Every character can have sex this episode. Dear.
Running just as fast as we can.
Stop screaming though, because if you scream, he's gonna, you know exactly where you've gone, although I suppose there's not many places to go. Did she manage to leave a message for Michael? What is with this crazy dude? She did manage to leave a message for Michael.
Are you okay?
Why is he in the middle of the
I
cornfield?
saw your truck and then I heard something out
I
here.
think Alex is hurt and there's a guy with an axe.
What? Where is he?
Oh my god.
Time to get
Would you not mean I'll tell a kinetic dude to be hit over the head with an axe? I cannot believe that while I was watching, I missed him saying, I hate love triangles, because we all hate love triangles, and if I had heard that I would have freaked out about it, but I was too busy freaking out about how weird it was that we were having an axe murderer chasing us through a corn maze. Like, what even was that? And it was enjoyable, but it was also baffling. And yeah, I am so annoyed at myself that I didn't hear that line. Normally I'm good if I think I talked over somebody saying something, I will go back and hear it. I completely missed that he even spoke. So yeah, we all hate love triangles. I think that's actually quite an interesting thing that they put in him saying that we all hate love triangles, because that's them making a nod to the fact that we're all kind of annoyed because people either ship him with Maria or Alex, and neither side is totally happy that there is this mess. So yeah, I'm intrigued by that. And it's also kind of annoying because I had previously said that this was the one love triangle I was kind of okay with because I could ship both sides, and ultimately I thought Max could be endgame, and now they had to go and make it so that I really don't like Maria with Michael in the slightest. So yeah, anyway, that's a spoiler for the rest of this reaction. Let's go back to me alone in the week.
Relax.
Because I just literally
Benevolent are you?
murder in a cornfield,
express
and then this, what is
enthusiastic
happening with this episode? I kind of love it at the moment, but you know, what is it?
Look, there's someone else.
You mind if I get in?
I'm not really.
Is he seriously just deaf? Sorry, she's anti-universal healthcare.
Here.
Good job. Katie, collect your boys. Oh god. Sorry, I just thinking about the future. Oh, he's got his diary. So is he learning it all now? Please remember Max. I want you to read Max again, even if that's a bit more tortured. Max. Yep. He's getting him back, which is what I wanted.
No.
Please just be Max after all of this. I'll take a ridiculously quick resolution to the drama.
Michael!
Do not put the axe down.
You okay? Travis is out. Call me.
Hello, Alex, my darling.
Alex, are you okay?
The son of a bitch stabbed me.
Is there someone behind them, or is that another scarecrow?
Behind you!
Wait, Michael, no, that's not.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Everyone alright?
She did say there were twins uncommonly common in Roswell. You doing alright there, Alex? You just been, pretty
Sorry
stabbed.
about my twin here. When you did, gave me a chance to escape.
You don't look so hot.
Is very weird.
Get out of here. Okay. Go.
By the way, are you the bootmaker? Did you sell my mum some boots? I don't think we've seen the last of these two, right? Because this is too weird.
I'm so sorry to do this to you right now.
Alex has been stabbed.
I'm calling an ambulance.
What on earth has been going on here? He came here with all the stuff in his face. So that's why she's been watching all of the things, because she's having surgery. But she still doesn't believe in universal healthcare. I'm sorry, I will never be over that unless she changes her fucking mind. Oh, Liz. You are the best thing in Max's life, along with his family.
About the milkshake. I was so in love with you that I didn't even care. And the second time,
You remember.
you walked by my table and you pointed at me and you said, "Little green man." But I was just so happy that you remembered. I never corrected you.
Oh, that's all Max.
You remember me?
Oh,
I am not better off without you.
no. I love all the meteors in the background. It's pretty cool.
I didn't know what would happen.
None of that matters anymore.
Are we really just going to be dealt with the Max situation this quickly?
Let's go back to my place.
Here for it.
No.
Okay. This episode is literally sex and candy. Everyone's having the sex. Unfortunately, everyone. Apart from Kyle.
I believe it was Shyamalan by an evil
So,
twin.
okay, it wasn't that deep. He just... I know what they're building up to here. This could just be a really tender moment with two people that love him. It could have just been them all just holding each other and being there for each other. I mean, would you really do this? I know that what she's got in mind for right now, but really...
I should go.
Yeah, that's exactly what you would think if she starts kissing Nick like it's in front of you.
I want you to go.
I don't really want to leave.
So he says he doesn't want to leave. I know that they sort of set them up for that, but I feel like maybe before you do this, you should discuss it, check that everyone is comfortable.
I just want us all safe.
I'd like you all safe too, but you could just hold each other. That would be safe. That would be a nice, intimate thing.
What are we doing?
It's okay.
So neither of them are particularly sure about this. Maria knows she only ultimately wants to be with Michael. I mean, I suppose they're all a little bit adrenaline high and a bit kind of just desperate for connection, but I do feel like that's what they're going for here. But there are other ways to have connection than sex. You could cuddle, you could just hold each other, just be there for each other. They should have all just sat together and like watched a movie because that is actually more intimate in a way. Well, that happened.
Tell me, Valenti got Travis and Trevor were in the wind. But at
So
least
they're
now
both
Valenti
villains
is
that are going to turn up
suspect.
again?
Really, never thought I would check that off my bucket list.
Me neither.
You think we crossed the line?
I mean, if
Kinda.
you told me I was gonna have a threesome with my best friend and my first love, I would say, which circle of hell am I in?
That's hell.
I felt
Loved.
Yeah. There are other ways he could have felt loved,
Yeah.
but I suppose I'm glad that he got to feel loved. But
nothing like getting stabbed in the middle of nowhere to really bring people together, right?
just where is this going to go from here? I'm so... What is this show up to?
I really think that you and I were gonna end up together.
I used to too.
I think you will in the long run. I do. I'm sorry, Alex.
I never look away. Not really.
He definitely lost out in this because they're going to just be together now and he's going to go and find something in the forest, but be on his own. It's
You're
not...
gonna follow him?
As... That was a bit of a bitchy way to say that. Sorry, I don't want to hate on Maria at all, but are you going to follow him?
I am not going anywhere.
But neither am I.
Okay, this actually wasn't quite as bad as... I mean, I still think, why the hell did you do this? But it wasn't actually as bad as I thought it would be, which I will get into at the end.
I'll call you later.
This is so lovely, but is it really going to be resolved that quickly? And is he just Max again? Or is he going to be somehow different and affected by it?
Wait! I love you!
Of course
I
you
can't believe I hadn't said that earlier. I mean, for months, all I've been thinking about is telling you how much I love you.
Oh, Liv, I
How
love
perfect
you.
that moment would be, and the time to have said it was... Oh, it was after your epic milkshake speech. Oh my god, Dios mío, Max. I took off your pants before I even said I love you. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I knew, Liz. The whole time I was gone. I knew.
Yeah. Well, that's lovely.
On Visceral Werewolf, Part 2.
I love this guy! Yes! I hope he's a regular.
Rest in peace.
I need this guy to be in it regularly. I love him and his terror of werewolves. I'm glad Alex is feeling it.
Locked up for days.
I think
Time slipping away.
in terms of
On my
writing,
knees, I would pray to break free from this cage. But bargaining for keys.
this was a really
forget
bad way
hidden
to get Alex
fees.
to this place, but I guess I'm glad they
Wishes
got
were
Alex to this
missing ain't the
place.
same as living.
Alex is starting to move on. Good for him.
I'm gonna need my spare key back.
Yeah, that's not happening. I have gone months. Because it's like 2 p.m., which means you had a night. So tell me about it.
There's nothing to tell.
I'm glad we've got Max back.
Ta-da!
Okay, I'll go first. And it turns out we went to high school together.
That's cute, but not as fun. Obviously, I'm gonna take that Mustang for a ride. Max!
Ooh, okay, what's happening now? What? His nightmare about being chained in a room, so he was chained in a room as a child? Why was he chained in a room as a child? Was this what they were escaping from when they ran away? Oh god, I don't want them to unlock memories of their past in the past. I mean, they were on a ship fleeing, so were they fleeing bad stuff? I don't want them to have bad memories more than they already do. So I'm going to start by talking about that, the Alex, Maria and Michael, because I was trying to talk about the episode. I enjoyed them being sort of just friends and being together, and Michael, the sort of teamwork of them saving each other, but that whole plot line felt weird. It felt it didn't fit with the rest of the episode. The running through a corners to just weird music and kind of Maria just whacking with the head, and there's a twin. I mean, I know that they're setting up some kind of thing with twins. I guess at the beginning Steph was like, oh, twins are really common in Roswell after the crash, and now they're twins, and one of them's crazy. Maybe they're both crazy because everything was burnt down and they were gone. There's obviously something more to them. Perhaps they're somehow involved in Mimi's disappearance and Jenna's disappearance. Maybe that's even to do with that study that he said messed up his brother. Maybe that's kind of all that's what's involved. Obviously there's a lot more to unpack there, and you know, that actor, I think his name's David And, I'm sorry if I've got it wrong, he has popped up in like every show under the sun. He's done a lot of things. I really, really enjoy him as an actor, and so I feel like he'll probably be someone that turns up again, maybe even not this season, but if they are linked to the Mimi and Jenna thing. But then back to like, part of my problem with this episode, not even with the threesome part, well, we will get to that part, was the scenes with Maria and Alex in the car where they just spent the whole time discussing the fact that they had once fooled around in a cupboard. Like, okay, so when Alex was a kid and dealing with his dad beating him for being gay, you know, wanting to try something with a person he felt safe with, I guess, his best friend, and if they were playing 7 Minutes in Heaven, then that, I mean, I never went to parties like that. I assume that means that they got, like, picked to go in together, so he kind of felt like maybe he could try it, and, you know, it was nice because they loved each other, but that's something you do as kids. That's not something you do as 28-year-olds. That's weird. It would be like me and my best friend hooking up with a guy together. How weird. No, I'm sorry. I don't know, it's weird. But that whole scene where they were talking about that and how Alex, you know, he had been with a girl one time, etc. kind of, and like, it was just that Maria was the only girl he'd been with that made him feel okay with it, and that, like, but that's weird. It's kind of like, Maria, why would you just have one? But if you, so now their best friends is always going to be a bit weird because they've slept together and they know that they have a weird attraction, that like she's the only straight person that he feels attracted. Like, I am not gay, so I can't, I'm not going to try and like be too critical, but I have seen a lot of people who are LGBT being really not okay with that. And okay, I know that, I suppose you can think that most of the sex was between Michael just had a really, really good time and that they just did a little bit of kissing, I guess. I don't know, it's just, no, that isn't the way. I like the concept of Alex having never felt truly loved. Alex always having felt like there was something wrong with him, that, you know, he was not being okay with who he was, not being able to love himself and not being able to accept that other people could love him, etc. because of being abused by his father. That is something that's heartbreaking, and it's something that makes sense. Alex has always been someone, we've seen it this season, who will do everything he can to help people around him, and doesn't always fight for what he deserves as much. But so in a sense, I liked it being Maria and Michael being able to show him that they love him. But I really don't think having sex was the only or the best way for that. I mean, I don't know. I think that was the showrunners trying to be edgy and out there, and we had a threesome. And I mean, I would have found it more realistic if Isabel Kyle and the woman from the bar had a threesome. Like, that would have been much more realistic to me than this, because of the tangles, and like, given that Michael and Alex are currently broken up, you know, they are currently saying that they cannot be together, they do not work together, they're having a weird threesome when it's so raw still, is weird. So I get that what they're trying to play is just that was just a moment they survived, nearly dying, and they were able to bring each other some kind of comfort and be there for each other. And, you know, Alex did say he didn't want to leave. You know, he kind of said, he felt awkward when Maria just got up and started kissing Michael in front of him, which was really awkward. I mean, okay, I know it's probably quite awkward to go, hey guys, want a threesome? But I don't know, I just feel like the fact that she just got up and started kissing Michael until Alex felt so uncomfortable he had to leave, I think in that situation it was quite clear that Michael just felt extraordinarily awkward having these two people that he loved in the room, in his tiny little Airstream, and so he sort of stood up away from him and was a bit awkward. So when Maria started kissing him, he was kissing her back, obviously thinking, oh, she's coming back with me. I guess, you know, he was kind of being, well, Alex is here, but he just kissed her back. I kind of wish he'd pulled away, but Michael is definitely someone that has got a very mixed up history himself with being loved and accepted and wanted. So I can also see why maybe he didn't quite know what to do there. Maria was definitely the one in control of that situation, but I know I read yesterday after the thing that, you know, Heather saying how, you know, Maria was kind of she knew that there was a weirdness there and she wanted to take charge and it was all Maria. But if that was genuinely just Maria being like, I want this, it's going to be good for me. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that there was any kind of like sexual assault or rape. Of course not. Every single one of them consented. But it's weird if she knows that there's this weird dynamic. She knows that like Michael's Alex's greatest true love, and she kind of, why would you want, I don't, it does not endear Maria to me. Maria is going to have to do a hell of a lot of character stuff to get back. And I think the thing that was almost the worst for me, it was the fact that she'd heard Alex saying, you know, how he never felt like he could be loved. And then I guess this was her way of trying to show him that they both love him, that even though, you know, like he said to her, even if you're with Michael, I'll still love you. Even though they're together, they will always be there for him. So does that mean that if he knocks on the door one day, and, you know, Michael and Maria are living together, married 10 years, he goes, hey guys, threesome? And they'll just go, like, that's not how you show each other you're loved. Whereas what would happen if they were to be together forever? He'd knock on their door and they'd all have like a game night together. They'd sit and they'd watch movies together. That is being kind of love in the way that Alex needed it, because otherwise Maria would have been like, I'll leave you two to it. You two should observe each other. That would be Maria showing Alex romantic love. It's just weird. The bit I'm angriest at Maria for was the way she was like, you going after him? Like, and I know that that was probably a little bit of a defense mechanism on her part, thinking, you know, I've done this and now he's going to go back to Alex and choose me. But then why the hell did you encourage them all to sleep together? Like, all Alex has done since this Michael and Maria thing happened was support them and be like, oh yeah, you should be with Maria, she's great, I'll give Michael a chance to be with Michael. And then Maria's like, hey, let's all sleep together. And, oh, you're going after Alex? Not like that. That was the bit that annoyed me. I've seen some people being like, they absolutely despise Maria. And I'm not there. But she is definitely now at the bottom of my favourite character rankings. I mean, kind of, she's not really a favourite character anymore. She's a character, I don't hate her. I'm not hating on Maria at the moment. I'm going to have to see what she does next. But I was really glad that they were giving Maria some character development this season, and now I'm like, maybe we should have left her in the background, because it was just, it didn't feel organic to me. I think that's it. I think their conversations in the car came out of nowhere. They didn't really feel like natural conversations. The whole bootmaker thing was kind of out of nowhere and weird. I enjoyed that part, don't get me wrong, like, but it just felt weird, and I think it felt even weirder knowing what was coming. And then, you know, they were trying to set it up throughout the episode. I can see that. I can see that the writers did their bloody best when they were told, and by the way, at the end of this episode, the threesome, they tried to make it feel organic and like it was going to happen, and kind of knowing what was going to happen when, you know, they were tending to his wound where he got stabbed, but it was just a tiny little thing. Like, I'm very confused about how that whole injury, but anyway. Like, they were sort of tending to him and they were both being very affectionate and tender and making sure he was safe and okay. What I really would have appreciated was them just snuggling together. Because that could be platonic or romantic, whatever you want. But that is just a way of, we're here, we've got you, we love you. Whereas a weird threesome that then turns into Alex leaving and Maria and Michael being together is the weird part. I think you want to make him feel loved by being like, oh yeah, we just deigned to sleep with you tonight and now you can leave. That's the bit that doesn't gel with that. I'm glad that they had that talk at the end. I'm glad that Alex kind of said he was okay with it, that, you know, when it was clear, when Michael was a bit very much unsure and like what's happening, but, you know, he kissed Maria, he kissed Alex, they were all consenting. I don't in any way think that anyone was taken advantage of. I do think it was weird, and I guess it was adrenaline of having nearly died, but yeah, I don't know, it was just too weird. I'm glad we kind of had that moment afterwards where, with Alex and with Michael, where they talked and Michael was able to acknowledge that Alex had felt loved, and then Alex said, you know, I thought we'd be together. It kind of was closure. I mean, I don't know why they thought anyone would want their ship to get closure, temporary in my opinion, through a threesome with the new relationship. Like, I don't understand. All I can think of is that they're going to get a lot of headlines about this, a lot of buzz, and that's what they wanted. It doesn't make sense to me now. I found it really hard to sleep last night. I was stressed about this. I was thinking it was going to make, because I was seeing people being like, I hate Michael now, and I was like, is this show actually going to make me feel that about Michael because he's my favourite character? Now, do I think that this whole situation was his best move? No. But do I think that he is a character that has an extremely messed up past, an extremely messed up sense of being wanted and being loved, and it's only literally just accepting having a family again? And then Maria, he's kind of been trying to win her back. He doesn't, you know, his feelings with Alex are all messed up and all over the place. Alex was consenting, you know. So I don't blame Michael for this. I do kind of think, Michael, he could have handled that whole situation better. Especially, I think he maybe could have handled, I just feel like the conversation that he and Alex had, I liked it in the sense that, you know, they talked, they acknowledged what happened. He acknowledged that they acknowledged that it was a bloody weird situation. They acknowledged that Alex felt loved afterwards, but he should have been like, I will always love you, we just don't work together or something. Like, I feel like maybe, and he did just one little tiny tender moment. And I don't even mean that as a shipper, I just mean that as like, you've just broken me. Just, it's weird. And then Alex was feeling all sorts of turmoil, and I find it very weird that that's how they decided to have him feel like he's in a place to go and try this new relationship out. I'm more okay with the concept of this new relationship now. I think Alex deserves it and needs it. But in general, I will say that I didn't hate that as much. Now, I think kind of why I didn't hate it as much is how they wrote it and how it was played. I don't think it was particularly realistic, but in the sense that, you know, weird as it was, Alex it got him to a better place. And weird as it was, you know, Michael went out to talk to him. It wasn't like Michael watched him through the window and was like, oh good, that guy's gone. You know, I think it definitely was not Michael's best moment. And Maria, what the hell was she thinking? Like, I'm sorry, it was just weird when she just started kissing them both. And then, you know, it was meant to be all sexy and tender and like, with different characters in a different scenario, possibly. I just find it weird. Like, the fact that thought was in her head, I know what's going to be really great right now. I'm going to start my new relationship with Michael by having us sleep with his ex, and I'm going to help Alex feel loved by sleeping with his ex in front of him and then getting in. Like, it was just weird. And it's still the way that she was like, going after him. Like, well, you know what, if he does go after him, you initiated them sleeping together last night, so what do you think's going to happen? So yeah, I'm glad that Alex had somewhere to go to, that, you know, he's got something with Forrest. But I mean, at the moment, Maria and Michael are kind of the only, I mean, hopefully maybe he can bond with Kyle in the next few episodes, but I'm going to be very intrigued about what the dynamic is going to be between them now. I'm guessing Michael and Maria are just going to be together now. But what are Alex and Maria going to be like? I mean, we've kind of seen that Alex and Michael, they talked afterwards, which I think is very much important. They very much needed to do that. I think I don't hate it as much as I could have done. I'm very relieved that it has not made me dislike Michael. It has not made me think, like, 10 out of 10, Michael, good episode. It's made me be like, we need to have a conversation about relationships and how you handle them. But maybe on reflection I'll think differently, but I'm relieved that it has not turned me off my favourite character. Maria, however, I am struggling with. I don't feel quite the same level of hate towards her that I know some people are, but in the same way, I get that in this situation, Alex was definitely the one at the disadvantage. In this situation, Alex was the one worst off. And given that this was their LGBT ship, it's almost like they threw in Isabel having her LGBT moment to like soften the blow. I just find it weird. It was also quite jarring that it was in the episode where the straight ship kind of got everything they want. Like, it was just weird. I'm not going to have too much of that as I am not an LGBT voice, but I do think that, like, if I was a showrunner, that is not something I would do in a million years. The thing that I genuinely think is that what the hell is it going to do to Alex and Maria's friendship? Because I know he was like, I'll always love you. I really do not want this show to make them into a permanent throuple. I know Karina was like joking about that before the season, and like I joked about that. I've even read a couple of fics. It's the sort of thing I will read a fic about and be like, I can suspend my disbelief for this fic. In the actual show, Alex is gay. And he's not gay and Maria. So yeah, please, please, please do not make that into a permanent thing. They're not going to. I think Alex is pursuing Forrest, or at least going to something with Forrest, and I still think in the long run Malix is a thing that I believe is endgame. Screw the show. I mean, they may well hurt me and not have them be endgame, but I will rewrite the ending because I think what they have is too epic and pure, and this hasn't tarnished it. Like, I've seen a lot of people on Tumblr being like, I'm not watching the show anymore, it's tarnished it, and luckily for me, I do not feel that strongly about it. I mean, I do not like it. This is going to be an episode that I probably don't rewatch, or if I do, I will not be rewatching certain parts of it. I'll be rewatching the Echo stuff and the Isabel and Kyle stuff. I really started shipping Isabel and Kyle, but that's another thing. Like, more of a like a jokey ship, I think, for me, not one that I think is going to happen. But yeah, so I don't love it. But I'm so relieved because I genuinely have been feeling sick since I read that rumour. I barely slept last night. I have been dreading watching this episode. I put it off until much later in the day than I normally would, but I can cope with it, basically, which, as a showrunner, please do not take my words as me voicing approval. I say that as though anyone is watching this. I know they're not. Like, this is not me voicing my approval for this. This is me breathing a sigh of relief that you have not killed your entire show for me. That is how bad that mistake was. But I can take it. I can take it in the sense that if I just don't think about it too much in the future and we just move on, I think it's something that Malex can get through. I mean, like I said, I think for their own healthy sake, Malex need time apart. This didn't happen in my book. They just need the time apart to maybe explore different relationships, or not, but just to find themselves, to become friends, to deal with all of their underlying trauma. Now Michael is making progress on that in terms of, you know, last episode saying, you know, we're a family, accepting family. He was just hanging out with Isabel and Michael this episode, Isabel and Max this episode. Like, I think they are making progress with their traumas and dealing with that. And I think they've said that Michael's going to be jealous of Forrest. So if he's dating Isabel, it's just going to be a mess, basically. I'm not entirely sure I trust these showrunners anymore. I actually was really trusting. I was someone that I had full faith in them. I was like, you know what, no, they're not going to screw us over. And now I'm like, well, they probably are going to screw us over, but hell, I'm along with the ride at this stage. They have yet to throw me off the ship. Malex or the show. But yeah, that was a big old mess. And God knows how long I have been talking about that. I'm so sorry. Now I will get on to other parts of the episode. Now, I do feel like the Max situation was resolved very, very quickly. Like, I don't have any great complaints. This show has always been one that has moved quite quickly through plot lines and it hasn't left you hanging on things. You know, he spent 5 episodes trying to bring him back. Then suddenly at the end of the last episode, they went to him waking up and him having dark energy and he and Isabel were going to face off. And then he and Isabel faced off for like the first 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and then that was fine. The dark energy was just gone. Now, I'm so okay with that. But we had episodes of Max being like, don't bring me back, don't bring me back. And then literally 5 minutes later, all good. And the only thing that happened was his memories of Liz were gone. I don't love amnesiac plotlines in general, but actually the fact that it lasted for 1 episode, I loved it. I liked seeing them reconnect, her getting to see this kind of freer side of Max. But, you know, like he said, not having her in his life isn't better. And who he was, yeah, there were a lot of bad memories weighing him down, but that's his life and he should have his own memories. And, you know, maybe not his memories from his childhood because it does not seem like that was good. But I really enjoyed kind of getting to watch them be free together, and the whole concept that he lied to her about that, like, she got his milkshake order wrong, and so for 20 years, okay, I know they didn't see each other for 10 of those years, he never ever owned up to the fact that, even when they were adults, he still pretended that was his favourite milkshake flavour. I mean, he's wrong. Peanut butter is not better than mint. Chocolate is the one to go for, but, you know, that was really sweet. And so seeing them go on their little date, I was, for the whole episode, really stressed because when Isabel was like, does he seem different? Obviously the different, and it was something I noticed, was that he was lighter, and I think Liz noticed that was because she wasn't in his life. But I mean, I was really stressed that he was going to be secretly evil or something. Now, I don't think that's the case, luckily. I think, you know, we got through that. He had his dark moment against Michael and Isabel at the beginning, and then now he's just Max again. I love that he kind of remembered her on his own, and he went to see her. The whole moment when she was like, wait, I love you, was so funny and just so Liz, and it was so sweet. And like, I'm really, really glad Echo are back together. I don't love that they did this to my favourite ship. But the thing is, I think if I was watching another show, or if Malex weren't in the show, Echo would be my OTP. Like, I love them a lot. I just, something about Malex is torture and angst. So maybe Malex will die for me and then they'll probably, that's never going to happen, I hope. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed their moments. I just love having Max back. It was weird because like when he wasn't in it, I was kind of like, oh, we're gonna save him, and like there was so much going on that I wasn't like super noticing that I was missing Max. But the minute we had him back, I was like, oh, there's my Roswell again. Everyone's here. It's all good. And obviously he's getting his memories back, so they injected him with that memory stuff, and he is getting memories back from before the crash because they don't remember any of that. And obviously his recurring nightmares of him being chained to the floor in a room stems from childhood, something traumatic that happened in his childhood. Now, we don't know very much yet about the aliens, about the planet they came from. We know that they were fleeing from a war, so was he a prisoner in the war? Were they fleeing from the people that had Max chained up? Is that like kind of who was on their ship? So I wonder if through Max we're going to get more memories and figure out more stuff with that. That is a very interesting development. I don't like it because I did not look like he had a very nice childhood. And was that the case for all 3 of them? Was that just the case for Max? Like, who is Max? Max was supposed to be the chosen one, so is that why he was locked up? You know, I'm very intrigued to get more of the lore, although if they're gonna have to remember childhood suffering, that is not so nice. But yeah, this was, and oh, I forgot, I'm gonna give my episode summary. Isabel and Kyle. For a minute I was really stressed that they were going to try and say that Kyle was coming out as gay. Now, like I said during the episode, I think, if they were to have made Kyle gay, I'm not like anti that. But what I am anti in this show is Kyle needs to stay straight, just because that, I know some people who are homophobic do it because they are insecure about being gay or, you know, like whatever. But that is not the majority of homophobic people, and we know for a fact that Kyle was just homophobic. He was scared that other boys were going to call him gay if he was still friends with Alex, and that's why he became a homophobic bully. Now he has grown up, he has looked back on that and been like, I was such an awful person, and I love him for that. I love the character. I love who he is now. If the show was set in high school, I would hate him, but as he is now, I love him. But I was really worried that they were going to not only have this weird threesome, which was just all kinds of weird, especially with bisexual people not being able to choose. Anyway, I was worried that they were going to kind of go do that trope. I'm glad that he was just kind of there to avoid people and just have a peaceful night. Isabel, we've been debating since last season. Everyone thought she was gay with Rosa when she was younger, and obviously that was Noah. That wasn't Isabel. But Isabel has obviously, I think, maybe she doesn't even know her own sexuality, whether she is gay, straight, bi. I assume she's bi or straight, but you know, I'm glad that she was able to go and have some fun and kind of be in an environment where she felt safe after everything with Noah. And you know, that would screw you up, knowing that, I mean, everything about her relationship with Noah was violating and it would mess you up. So I'm glad that she was able to have an episode of just peace and fun. And I really hate myself for how I was like, Isabel and Kyle, they work. And I think they work a lot better than Kyle and Steph. So I wonder if this is going to be a permanent thing for Isabel, or if this was kind of just a throwaway LGBT moment for her. And if it was, then that maybe feels like they were trying to soften the blow for how they were mishandling the other LGBT rep. But in general, I think that was kind of a lot of fun. And like I said, this episode felt like it was just thrown in to be a bit of random chaos that didn't really have anything to do with the main plots. I mean, I know it did, because you had, you know, figuring out the bootmaker stuff, even though they got basically no information, and you had Max getting his memory back, etc. But Max could have just woken up with his memory, you know. So I think like it wasn't like it just in general this episode felt weird. And Steph was obviously watching all those surgeries because she was about to have one. Now I think I would not. That would make me less likely to want to watch surgeries. But and Kyle obviously with Isabella, can't there's someone else, and someone else isn't Liz, it's Steph, because she asked him if she had a crush, and then he was like, oh, you know, yeah, you're my least favourite person. But like that was their whole vibe. Their whole friendship is dissing each other. So I don't know why she was so offended. I guess because she was about to have a surgery herself. But I don't know. I mean, I think he did go there trying to find her to tell her he fancied her, and he did have a crush on her. But I don't like her. I don't enjoy their interactions. The fact that we met her and she was like, universal healthcare sucks. I'm on my dad's plan. Literally jump off the cliff. Okay, I mean, maybe I don't feel that anti her. She can stay on the edge of the cliff for now. But I mean, hopefully she's gonna at some point be like, oh, by the way, I just said that to rile you, I'm totally pro universal healthcare, and then I'll be like, okay. But in general, she's kind of quite irritating. Like I said, their whole vibe was being mean to each other and kind of making like their little comments, and then Kyle did just went with the vibe, and then she was like, I'm offended, I'm leaving. So I'm not a huge fan of that relationship. I would actually much rather he was with Isabel, but you know, I don't know, we'll see where it goes. Steph may surprise me. So yeah, this episode happened. Certainly happened. It is never going to be in my top ranked episodes of Roswell, New Mexico, that is for sure. It may well be at the bottom. Largely because even the threesome aside, it was just weird. It didn't feel like one episode. It felt like we were just taking a step back from everything that mattered and just having a party. And that kind of episode can be done well, but this just really felt like the writers or the show just threw a lot of strands together that didn't gel. It didn't seem like one episode. It was kind of all over the place. Some of the conversations felt a little bit forced. Like Michael and Alex and Maria really trying to set them up so that the ending wouldn't seem weird. Like they tried to make that work, but it didn't. As a concept, it doesn't work. And yeah, this episode, it was enjoyable in places. The Echo stuff was obviously delightful, especially after having a drought. But in general, it just didn't really work for me. So yeah, normally I'm like, what a great episode, and this time I'm like, yeah, well, that happened. So I'm going to tune into next week. Obviously, I am still watching Roswell, New Mexico. Like I said, I enjoyed bits of that episode. I'm so relieved that the threesome thing wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I totally understand why some people are feeling it was as bad as I was thinking it would be. That if, like, for some people it means they can't watch the show, I totally understand and respect that. I mean, it was weird, and I don't think it was intentionally being disrespectful to Alex, but I think it kind of plays that way. And I can totally see why if someone makes them too uncomfortable to keep watching, I respect that. And yeah, I guess I also respect anyone that thinks that was the best thing that ever happened. Although I don't know if you've been watching the same show, because it was just weird. So yeah, that episode happened. I look forward to watching next week. Thank you for watching.